What's up, guys? In the works, and we're tanking. We're tanking on the beach today. So I hope you like tanking too. Hopefully you guys got that joke, because that was really bad. But yeah, what's going on? We are using the tank. There's been a lot of requests for some tank gameplay lately because people are frankly ready to get into that armored kill mindset. You guys are ready to learn how to use the vehicles, because a lot of people who didn't use the vehicles before seem to be more interested in it with armored kill coming down the way, because we got the AC-130, we're going to have the ATVs, which, I mean, how many people aren't going to enjoy strapping C4 to an ATV, running to a back of a tank and blowing it up? Considering that they're going to be very nimble, that sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm really excited for that. In fact, with the aftermath, there's supposed to be what, like motorcycles in one of them. I think that will be cool as well. But I am doing some solo tanking to start the game. We're actually done with that because I got blown up and I didn't show it because I was embarrassed. But solo tanking is really different from tanking with a partner. For one thing, tanking with a partner, you can stack your perks a little bit, or specializations, or whatever you call them for the tank. You can stack those, and it makes it a lot easier to have some advantages. Oftentimes you'll have people run like what is that, the proximity scan, and someone else runs like smoke or whatever the other one of the ones in that category is. So there's a lot of options, and a lot of people ask me, Jake, should I run guided shell? Should I run canister shell? Should I run what's the other one? Whatever the other options are. I don't ever run anything besides this canister shell and the guided shell. The only time I run guided shell, though, is when I have 3 people in my tank. And a lot of people are like, you can have 3 people in your tank? And they're like, their mind is blown right now. Yeah, if you've never used the tank, you can have 3 people. That third guy doesn't really do much, to be honest. You just kind of sit there and mark targets. But it's very useful, because that third guy can often be the engineer that keeps you alive. That third guy can often be the guy who marks the air targets for you to use your guided shell, the ground targets to use your guided shell, whatever you need to mark. It's kind of like having your own built-in SOFLAM, and a lot of people don't know that. So guided shell if you have 3 people, but if you're by yourself, or if you're playing with a teammate, canister shell, canister shell, canister shell. That thing is so underrated. I mean, maybe it's not underrated. Maybe I just don't see enough people using it, but it's so useful. A lot of times you can tag jet pilots even with it. My buddy Sweat, he hit a Thunderbolt pilot the other day in the head with the canister shell. Pretty awesome. I mean, that can make for some pretty awesome moments for you guys. Basically, it's like having this giant shotgun. I mean, that's the best thing I can kind of compare it to. And I've had Viper pilots that kind of, how they fly in straight at you thinking, they're invincible. And it's pretty hard to hit them with the big cannon. But if you miss with the big cannon, the canister shell is a lot easier to hit them with, because if you hit the pilot, they're going to die. Then you can, one of your teammates can steal the Viper or the Havoc. And, same is true for any type of aircraft. Any kind of jet coming at you, shoot the canister shell at it. But oftentimes I will run smoke just because I'm scared of javelins. They make me have nightmares at night. Obviously you're going to have a nightmare at night. Unless you're taking a nap, then you might have a nap mirror. But I don't really know if that's what you would call it. Maybe a day trimmer. That's what we'll call it. But anyways, they really bother me. Javelins are my worst enemy in the tank, because they do 50 damage. It only takes 2 javelins to knock you out. So I find smoke is pretty useful. A lot of people ask me about reactive armor, and I think reactive armor is great if you're with somebody. But if you're by yourself, I tend to mix it up. Like, a lot of times when I'm by myself, I use maintenance. Maintenance just helps you out, because oftentimes you don't have time to get out and repair your tank if you're by yourself. That's not to say you can't, because obviously you can, but for the most part, having maintenance on is very advantageous when by yourself. But if I'm with someone else, a lot of times I'll run reactive armor, smoke. There's all sorts of different choices. I know those aren't all in the same categories, but there's a lot of mixes you can make. But you'll always see me running canister shell 9 times out of 10. That other 1 time out of 10, I'll be running the guided shell with somebody in the little mini SOFLAM, marking targets, making sure that I can, guide my shell where it needs to go. But I'm really super excited for Armored Kill. I'm really kind of excited to try out the tank superiority game mode. I mean, I'm not the greatest with the tank by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think it'll be fun for a couple goes. It'll be nice to kind of mix things up. But I'm just excited to play Armored Kill in general. It's not necessarily the vehicle aspect. I mean, I know vehicles are going to be a huge part, which is going to make the engineer very important, but in the same respect, it's going to be fun just to be an infantryman. I'm going to be really excited to play some of these maps on Rush because I think they look awesome for Rush, especially that Alborez Mountain. Is that how you pronounce that? Alborez Mountain? Something like that. Whatever the mountain map is, that Rush mode looked amazing. And I am really excited for that. I'm excited for the AC-130s. I'm just giddy like a schoolboy. Because I've been kind of bored of Battlefield, and I think Armored Kill will give you a nice little shot in the arm for the next couple of months. Then we'll have Medal of Honor, then we'll have in-game, and then we'll have, or Aftermath, my mistake, and then we'll have in-game. So a lot of really good, you know, tactical shooter thingy-majigger content coming down the pipe. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick little tank gameplay here, though. It was 2 prime examples of how to keep your tank alive while being super effective. I mean, both times I think I got over 15 kills in the tank, so that's a lot of kills. I mean, if you get 15 kills in one tank life on most PC servers, you've done a good job. But if you missed it in my other videos, now's your chance to catch up, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.